Now is the beginning of July, and I went to the Guyi Garden in Nanxiang, which is the suburb of Shanghai. And here is the entrance, and I'm gonna see what's in it because this is considered one of the 5 most important gardens in Shanghai with classical style, Jiangnan style. And obviously now is the Lotus season, so we have lots of lotus flowers. And the way they present them here at the entrance in big water tanks is quite nice because they're more mobile and you can move them and present them in a really beautiful way so people can walk among the lotus flowers. So you have closer access to the flowers rather than walk around the water pond that is far to reach. And now obviously you can see some flowers are faded and already have fruits, but some are just opened with beautiful all varieties. I am terrible naming the varieties of lotus, but mostly just pink, white, or light pink, and I don't think they have any fragrance, but it's fine. We can take a look at them, and they're everywhere. So here is the sort of lotus labyrinth. You can walk through them and just enjoy them. Some white ones, light yellow ones, pink, light pink, really good. And we can see lots of photographers are taking advantage of this time because usually June and July in Shanghai is the peak season of lotus. It's beautiful leaves. The leaves have almost a blue hue, blue tint of it, and the flowers and fruit is beautiful. And today is very hot. I think the weather report said it's 37 degrees Celsius. So while I was recording, my phone just crashed. And I had to go to the convenience store, put my phone in a fridge to cool down for a bit, and then took it back and start recording again. And now you can see all these beautiful architectures around the water with more lotus. The Guyi Garden probably is one of the, maybe not one of the, it is the garden that has the most lotus that I have known. I have visited just everywhere because this one has a lot of water bodies in it. And now we can see some water lily, which is also a aquatic flower, but different from the lotus. And they're blooming too. Here you can see, obviously, under the shade of this big tree, the lotus are not growing there. So they tend to grow better toward the sun, the full sun, outside the shade of this tree. And here are some nerium. We can have a closer look because the branches are growing lower. The Chinese name for this is 夹竹桃, which means a combination of bamboo and peach, because you can see the leaves are like bamboos and the flower is like peach flower. Here is a little section called 暗香, means subtle fragrance, which is a space with a lot of plum flower because they have nice subtle fragrance and they bloom in the winter. So now is the hot summer and just leaves, nothing else. Oh, by the way, I didn't add any music to the track. It's just speakers in the garden playing music everywhere. Give you a little ancient vibe. I don't know. It's a little bit weird for me. These hydrangeas are thirsty. It's too hot and lack of rain and watering. I notice all the hydrangea in the garden are like that. This is Chinese boxwood. Usually they're using on edges of gardens or bonsais. But I've never seen the fruits hanging on the trees like that. This is first time. To give you some background information about this Guyi Garden, I just checked it basically on Wikipedia. It was built in 1522, so it's 500 years anniversary of this year. And during these 500 years, I think, of course, it got renovated, refurbished, maintained multiple times to have a final look like now. So I think restoration or maintenance or adding new things even to it give the ancient garden a new look is completely fine. But later you will see something maybe is too much and I am a little bit confused. Now I'm walking into a rock path or rock stairs. I like it. And now it's the Japanese maple tree. I like the flowers. Looks like little butterfly or little moths. And this is the new thing that I'm talking about that confused me. Why? Why you bring these animal and pumpkin statues inside of an ancient classical garden? What's the purpose? They look ridiculous. And here, rabbits and a new moon. Do they remind you anything ancient or classical? Now I'm walking into a bamboo section. I think bamboo, even though it's very important in Chinese ancient gardening and garden design, but most of the time bamboos are easily overlooked from people's appreciation because they're just bamboos standing there in bunches. But please don't neglect their beauty. It's really nice, especially this variety. You can see I like these very subtle leaves. Not subtle, I mean very low-key small leaves, not the one that we usually see in movies. And this mist sprayer just startled me a little bit. It's nice to increase the humidity in a small area for the microclimate. And you can see the hydrangea here grow much better, happier than the one we saw in the beginning of the video, because they have sufficient water and humidity. Feels like walking in the heaven palace above the cloud, like from the Journey to the West stories. And this is Japanese cheesewood. I like their leaves, like water drop shaped leaves, leathery leaves. And now no flowers but just fruit. And this is just mind-blowing. Mist sprayer above the water for the lotus. And the photographers are just crazy for it. I know all the walls and architecture looks quite new, but this is the Jiangnan classical garden style that I am comfortable with. So I'll use this clip for the ending. Thanks for watching.